Good evening everyone, welcome to round 4 tier 2 at Spain. This is King Luckman. I will be on my own this evening as Force and Dave isn't going to make it. Let's just get the track map up, as Terriers will be the first to start a flying lap. As Terriers comes across the line and comes into the first corner, takes it down to fourth, into the second corner and third. As Terriers is just about to finish sector 2. Takes a lot of curb there. Terriers the first to cross the line to set the benchmark time of a 1:12.9. As Technic goes fastest with a 1:12.2, 7 tenths quicker than Terriers. Clay Mule goes into P2 with a 1:12.9. New Era is currently on a lap on the mediums. Just coming around the final 2 corners now into the new GP layout. Takes a lot of curb there, New Era. As he goes with a 1:14.8, he'll obviously be looking to improve that. JJ Trim sneaking in there in P3 of a 1:12.9. Nerf pack currently coming through sector 2. Stay on board with Nerf. As he cuts straight across and he's going into the pits. As Ninja goes P5 with a 1:13.3. Cami Moose still set a lap. Robinho Magic on the mediums, coming around the final corner now. And he sets a 1:15.8. Carl Trim with a 1:14 flat. Closely followed by Mahai with a 1:13.1. Saratel is next across the line on the mediums as well. And he sets a really good lap of 1:12.7 on the medium tyres, remember. Anderson currently almost 3 tenths up as he comes across the line. And he improves by 3 tenths, puts him at a 1:13.6. Cami Moo is the next one to come across, and that's a 1:12.9. for Cammy Moo. As I'm just going to get the stream up, see if anyone's on the stream. Good evening, Osso. Good evening, Clay. And no, there's no Dave tonight, Colin. Not too sure what's going on with Dave. But it's just me tonight, bud. As Rhinosaurus has invalidated. Cammy moves 6/10 up. Rubinho's up on his time. New Era is currently a second, almost a second, 1.1 seconds underneath. See if he can keep it going. As Terriers says it's a full dry, thank you for that, Terriers. As New Era goes 1.3 seconds quicker than his time already on the mediums, and that's a 1:12.7. See who else is currently on laps. Top Dog is currently on a lap. I believe Top Dog is reserving for the first time tonight. As Top Dog opens the DRS, comes across the line and sets a 1:12.4. That's a really good lap. Captain Hindsight comes across with a 1:47.1. Hopefully that's just a burner lap. Game 4 is just coming through the first sector. Yet to set a time. Rhinosaurus is also just finished the second sector. He's now coming into the third sector. See where he can set. As Rhinosaurus comes across the line and sets a 1:13.5. Switch back to game 4 as he's now coming around the final two corners. Game 4 sets a 1:13.4, puts him in P12 currently. Ninja is currently on a lap. He's currently a 10th up on his time. As he loses it, just coming around that little left-hander, the long left-hander. As Ninja backs out of that one. Let's see who else on. Captain Hindsight will 1.3 up on his time. Cammy moves slightly up on his time. Coming through the first sector. There's a Ferrari in the way. As the Ferrari gets out of the way. Very nicely done. Lots of overtaken spots on this track, but sector 2 seems to be quite tight. Everyone seems to be getting out of each other's way, which is quite nice to see. As Kemi Mu is currently 4/10 over on his time. As JJ Trim hasn't There's an Alpine up his arm. Stay on board with JJ, as Technic has retired. I believe that might be in the pits. I think he thinks he might be safe. JJ comes through the first sector. He's currently almost 2/10 up on his time. There's only 6 minutes left in Q1 now. Can see guys starting to come out in a minute. JJ is 2.5 temps up. Let's see if he can keep that going through sector 3. There's lots of traffic in sector 3. Comes around the final corner, opens the DRS up. Goes almost 6.5 tenths quicker than his time at a 1:12.2. As the next one to cross the line is going to be Bacardi on the medium tyres. He hasn't set a lap. This is Banker. Bacardi comes around the penultimate corner, now the final corner. Oh, and just loses it. Just loses it. Oh, that's disappointing for Bacardi. Just lost the rear as he come around that final corner. Let's hope he can get that back on track safely. As Anderson has told me, he's just gone 5 tenths quicker. Anderson is currently 2 tenths up on his time. As his fuel light is flashing. As Anderson is currently over on his time, it looks like he's completely drained that battery now. See who else is on a lap. It looks like there's a... Right on board with Saratel. As he comes around the final corner, what can he do? As he improves for almost 2 tenths, keeps himself P4, I think. Top Dog's over his time. Rhinosaurus currently in the drop zone. It's telling me it's just over his time. See if he can get himself out of the drop zone. It'd be interesting to see if Bacardi can get back out of the pits as well. As Rhinosaurus invalidates, that's unlucky for Rhinosaurus. As Gameful crosses the line to start his lap, his final flyer, as well as Carl Trim. As Rhinoceros has retired. Rhinoceros lost it into the pit entry. So he's definitely out now. And that looks like Gameful's currently just underneath his time. Believe he may have Carl Trim behind him as well. See what these boys can do. As Gameful is a tenth underneath his time. Carl Trim, it's telling me, is a tenth over his time. See what Gameful can do. Gameful comes around the final corner. He improves by a tenth. Puts in P13. Carl Trim, I don't think, was able to improve. So close to see if Picardi can get this final lap in. 15 seconds left. Let's see if he can do it. This is going to be really tight. He's managed to start it. Let's see what he can put in then. He can stay on board with Picardi this whole lap. As the checkered flag is now crossed. Chip Hazard will be hoping that Picardi doesn't improve or doesn't manage to set a time better than a 1:13.5. Picardi's done really well to get in and back out again and get a lap in. Absolutely had to drain that ERS just to try and get round in time. See what he can do. This looks like a solid lap from Picardi when the pressure's on. As he rounds the penultimate corner, he just cuts off track, but it hasn't invalidated him with reset. As he's invalidated as he come around the final corner, and I think that would have been a good enough time for a top 10 at least. That's really unlucky for Picardi. That looked like a really tidy lap. That's gutting. Bit of a disaster for Picardi in that session by the looks of things. So Technic takes your Q1 pole with a 1:12.2. From this session, we are losing Chip Hazard, Rhinoceros, Carl Trim, Nerf Pack, Osabosso, Picardi. As Cammy Moo tells us, that lap from Picardi would have been good enough for P4. So just to confirm, we are losing Rhinoceros, Carl Trim, Nerf Pack, Osabosso and Picardi, with Osabosso and Picardi not setting times in that session. I can see this next session being really, really close. The top 15 all within 1.2 seconds of each other. P10 to P15 is all within 4 tenths. There's 8 tenths between the top 10. This could get really tight.
Jensen Button and Sebastian Vettel. 7 of the 10 winners were or would go on to be world champions.
Can see some movement in the Red Bull garage. One of the Ferrari garages, it looks like. As the guys are starting to come out to set their bankers. As Ninja will be the first one out on track. We'll soundboard with Ninja for his first flying lap of Q2. So he'll be the first to set the benchmark, closely followed by Technic, I believe. Wasn't it? See what tyres everyone's on. All going for the softs. No one feeling brave enough for the mediums. Ninja comes around the final corner, opens the DRS and he sets a 1:12.7. He'll be followed by Technic, who is coming around the penultimate corner now. As we've lost one of the Ferraris. See what's going on there. I think it's JJ's had a little spin. Technic goes fastest with a 1:12.1. Not sure what happened there for JJ. Captain Hindsight goes third with a 1:13.2. Terriers with a 1:13.5. Cammy moves invalidated. Anderson comes around the final corner, he is invalidated as well. Who else is set to lap? It's got a lot of invalidations going on at the moment. Right on board with Clay for his first flyer. Rubinho will be the next across the line, I believe. Rubinho puts himself P3 with a 1:13.0. Stay on board with Clay, see what time he can set, if he can challenge that. As he goes through this horrible little left-right that can unsettle the car so much. That's Clay coming through sector 3 now. He's just taken a bit of a mistake on the final corner for Clay there. Just cost him maybe a little bit of time. Puts himself P6. Next guys across the line will be... who's on outlaps? Outlap New Era, I believe. He's invalidated. Captain Highsight's on an outlap. Who's on an outlap? We'll stay on board with Top Dog. Really interested to see what he can do. Put in a really good time in Q1. This is someone that's reserving for us tonight, making his CDR reserve debut. As Top Dog is now coming up to the final 2 corners. Be interested to see what time they can put in. A 1:12.5. That's a really good time. As I've got New Era about to cross the line, puts a 1:13.2. Closely followed by Saratel. Goes quickest with a 1:11.9. Wow. Already into the 1:11s. Incredible. As JJ goes 1:18.9. I wonder whether JJ just had a little bit of an issue in that lap. He'll be looking to improve that. Captain Hindsight is a 1/10.5 up on his time going through sector 1. He's almost 6 tenths up through sector 2. This looks like a really good lap from Hindsight. As we have... let's stay on board with Hindsight. As he crosses the line and puts himself P3 with a 1:12.5. That's really good from Captain Hindsight. Obviously a guy that I race with in Tier 3. It's really good to see that the Tier 3 guys are challenging in Tier 2. Just shows the type of close racing we have here in CDR. As Camimu is 2.2 seconds underneath his time. Obviously with a 1:19.9 at the moment. As JJ Trim puts himself second with a 1:12 flat. Just a tenth between him and Saratel now. Camimu is currently 6 seconds underneath his time. It's looking like a quick lap from Cami. Comes around the final corner, opens up that DRS, puts himself P8 with a 1:13.1. As this session has absolutely flown by, we've just got 5 minutes left. We'll start to see everyone coming in, coming back out again. Got a couple of guys on outlaps at the moment. Rubinho is currently on a lap, so we'll ride on board with Rubinho and see what he can do. Currently sitting at P7. as he is a 10th and a half underneath his time. As I believe Clay has come around the final corner. Start his next lap. Robinho is 2 tenths through sector 2 underneath his time. So currently only improve his time and not really change it much. Not change the leaderboard much. As Robinho crosses the line almost 3 tenths quicker, puts himself P7. Improves his time but not quite enough to move above Ninja. As Clay is 7 tenths underneath his time, going through sector 2. As he crosses the line, Clay goes P5 or 112.5. Really good lap from Clay there. So next one's across the line is going to be Mahai. And he puts himself P9 with a 112.9. Chip Hazard. As your next person to cross the line who currently on a flyer, I will try and find out. I think maybe Chip. Where's that? As one of the Merc guys just gets out of the way for Chip. Chip is currently 6 tenths over his time. Tears is on a lap. Ninja's on an out lap. Mahai is on an in lap, I believe. Gameful will be the next guy to cross the line. He's just lost it coming round into the next DRS zone. That's unlucky. Just make sure he can get that put back on track safely. As he's done that perfectly. As this guy's now coming around the corner. Terriers is almost 7 tenths underneath his time. Just runs wide slightly there. As Clay has retired from the session in the pits. See what Terriers can do. Needs to find 6 tenths. And he does, he finds almost 8.5 tenths. Puts himself P8. Camu is almost a tenth up on his time so far. Ninja is 5 tenths over. Stay on board with Camu and see what he can do. He's almost 2 tenths up on his time. Going through sector 2. Let's see if he can keep this going. This will be good enough for P10 if he can. Camu crosses the line. He goes P11. That's really unlucky there. Exactly the same times between Mahai and Camu there. And because Mahai set obviously the time first, he takes it. New Era is 6 and almost 7 tenths underneath his time. New Era goes 1.1 seconds quicker with a 1:12.1. Gainful is the only one now that can knock Rubinho Magic into the danger zone. Gainful is 16 tenths over. As that, I believe, is Q2. So in Q2 we are losing Mahai, Kamimu, Anderson, Gainful and Chip Hazard, with only 2 tenths between the top 4 guys. That's really close. So I am not going to predict pole this evening with times like that. But again, only 8 tenths between the top 10 guys. This is going to be a hectic Q3 now. Anyone can take pole. As I will be back in 2 seconds.
It was on this circuit way back in 1996 that we first saw Michael Schumacher race for Ferrari. Tearing around this track. Since 2016, the racetrack hosts the 24-hour Bi-Circuit Festival, an ultra-distance cycling event featuring 24-hour, 12-hour and 6-hour races. At the 2006 Spanish Grand Prix, Fernando Alonso became the first Spanish Formula One driver to win at his home country's track while driving with Renault in his second championship-winning year. He would go on to win it again.
As the guys are starting to come out for Q3. I will just apologise now if anyone feels I am ignoring them in the chat. I'm obviously trying to do several different things at once. As Bacardi, I'm going to put you as Bacardi. Says it was a skill issue. I'm not too sure on that, Bacardi. As F1 Fanatic 2018, very tight at the top tonight. Yeah, it is indeed. Very, very, very tight. As Cammy Moo puts, oh, come on to non-CRD approved word. I'm glad you put non-CRD approved word. Glad you put that. And F1 Fanatic again puts an interesting session to come. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah. Definitely an interesting session, with it being so tight at the top. I don't know why it keeps turning all my settings off. But yeah, just going back onto obviously F1 Fanatic's point about it being very tight. It's actually really tight after the first 4 rounds in the driver's standings. With your top 2 guys, obviously we're missing Diamonds tonight. He's currently in P2 sitting on 53 points, and JJ in first with 59. Obviously it will be interesting if JJ can pick up some more points on Diamonds while he's not here. And then sort of from P3 downwards is sort of within 10 points of it within each other. So it's hotting up after 4 rounds. And your constructors, there's only 6 points between the top 2 currently, which is Aston Martin and Williams. And then the Ferraris and the Alphas are level on points at 155. So again, it's really tight in the constructors and the drivers, which is exactly what we want really. As the guys are starting to set laps with a new era, goes provisional pole with a 1:12.0. Terriers set the first time with a 1:12.1, followed by Ninja with a 1:13.3. Technic goes with a 1:11.7. Wow, good lap from Technic there. Robinho jumps in over 1:12.1. Top Dog's now coming around the final corner. Let's see what he can do. As he sets a 1:13.2. JJ obviously had a burner lap there. Saratel's just starting his lap, and Clay is about to come round the final corner. As Clay goes 5th with a 1:12.5. JJ currently 3.1 seconds underneath his time through Sector 1. About to approach some traffic down into this next DRS zone. JJ is currently 9.1 seconds underneath, starting to get a bit hectic in Sector 3 now. A couple of guys just in the way. As they both peel into the pits, JJ comes around the final corner and he sets a 1:11.8. 1/10 currently between him and Technic. Saratel will be the next across the line. And here goes provisional pole of a 1:11.6. Wow. Some really good laps there. As Hindsight is now coming out the pits on his out lap. As Hindsight just jumps out of the way for Saratel, I think that was. As Hindsight starts his banker lap. As Hindsight just finishes Sector 1. Coming into the hairpin left-hander. Through this twisty left and right. Up through the fast sweeping right-hander and onto the first of 2 DRS zones. Coming through sector 3 into this new layout as Hindsight just runs wide. Into this really, I quite like this new layout of the quite fast right-handers. Hindsight comes across the line and he sets a 1:12.5 as a banker. We've got Top Dog on an outlap, as we've got 4 minutes left in this session. We'll start to see a lot of the guys starting to come out now. Top Dog starts his lap. As Top Dog comes through sector 2, he's currently almost 8 tenths underneath his time. See if he can finish the lap strongly. He comes around the final corner, rips open the DRS. And that is a 1.3 second gain on his time. That puts him P3 currently with 1:11.8. That's a really good lap from Top Dog. Really impressed with him this evening. Showing some really good pace. As JJ is currently, I believe, on a burner lap. With Robinho close behind. Stay on board with JJ, let's see what he can do on his final lap, final flyer. As he comes down into the first corner, hooks it up nicely through 1 and 2. As he's currently 2 tenths over his time. See if he can improve that. JJ's a 10th up on his 10th over on his time. Let's see if he can hook up sector 3 and try and find a little gain. Just needs to find 2 tenths. He comes around the final corner. What can JJ set? Can he threaten pole? A slight gain for JJ, just under a tenth gain. It's good enough for P3 currently. Robinho's over. Saratel is half a tenth up on his time currently. See what Saratel can do through sector 2. Saratel is almost half a tenth over his time. This is opening the door for Technic, who's almost a tenth underneath his time. This could be really close between them two guys. As Saratel comes around the final corner. And he improves by 6 thousandths to go a 1:11.5. Let's see if Technic can improve. He's currently 2 tenths over. Let's see if Sector 3 is any good for him. As Technic backs off. Captain just runs wide and invalidates. Next one to cross the line is going to be Claire's invalidated. It's going to be New Era. New Era is almost 3 tenths underneath his time. I don't want to be biased or anything, but come on, New Era. Come on, the Alfa Romeo. New Era goes almost 3 tenths quicker with 1:11.7, puts himself P3, knocks JJ Trim down to P4. And that is it for Q3. Wow, what a tight session that was. The top 5 guys all split between 3 tenths. That was a really tight session. Your top 9 all within a second of each other. Your top 7 all within half a second of each other. This could be a really interesting race. So to run you through your top 10 is Saratel, Technic, New Era, JJ Trim, Top Dog, Terriers, Robinho, Clay, Captain Hindsight, CDR Ninja. Big shout out to Top Dog there, making obviously his reserve debut tonight, but only putting it almost 2.5 tenths off pole. Really good job from him tonight. New Era going up there in third with a 1:11.7. Hindsight, obviously a tier 3 guy, but sticking it just with outside a second of pole. That's really good from him. As F1 Fanatic 2018 says, bring on the race. Yeah, indeed, mate. Just a reminder to the guys that there's no formation lap. So when you see the 5 lights out, that is to go. There's no formation. There is still some bugs for some other leagues. And we're not willing to obviously test it with the guys just yet. So until that's fixed, we'll won't be running formation laps. For anyone that's just joining us, Full Send Dave has some personal issues that he's dealing with. Hope that's all well and good, Dave. Hopefully he's back for next week, but it will just be King Luckman on commentary this evening. I am trying to keep up with obviously all your comments coming in, and keep an eye on the race. As Diamond says, yay, race time. As Aston Martin have a decent reserve in tonight by the looks of things, so hopefully they can keep that up as 5 lights are up and they're out, and away we go. Saratel getting a good start. Technic getting a great start, overtaking Saratel. Saratel comes under pressure from New Era going into the braking zone as Saratel tries to go around the outside, as there's a bit of carnage going on here. People dropping positions left, right and centre. As Top Dog and JJ currently going side by side into the little hairpin. Battling as someone is dropping down the order. Who's that? I think someone's come off onto the grass. Looks like Saratel's come off. As there's battling going on at the back. Someone's dropping down the order. I think Hindsight's had a bit of an issue as well. Seems to have lost it. Just trying to keep up with what's going on here. As Technic looks to be having a go at New Era. I've just worked out what's happened. Saratel's come from P1 all the way down to P20. How did that happen? Wow, what a hectic first lap. As we've got Rubinho and it looks like Saratel in for front wings it is. Both front wing changes. It's Cammy moves looking for a move on Gameful. There's lots of battling going on up and down the field. Cammy moves still trying to stick to the back of Gameful here on the soft tyres. As we've got just two guys starting on the hards, which is Osso Bosso and Bacardi. You got 6 guys on the softs and the rest all on mediums. As Technic looks to be having a go on New Era here. He does. Goes down the inside, gets it done before the braking zone. As Terriers has just managed to get past JJ Trim. As Anderson looks to be all over the back of Nerf, they're battling currently. Some clean driving going on from these two. Lots of space given, well done guys. They go still side by side through the whole of Sector 1 as Nerf just gives the position up there. New Era is all over the back of Technic. As we got a big DRS train currently forming just behind Terriers. With Top Dog sticking all over to the back of New Era's DRS. Be pulling them along. See if New Era can get it done into turn 1. He does into the brake zone, goes down the side. Lovely bit of driving there by New Era. As Nerf has managed to make it past Anderson. Good little battle going on between them two. As Claire's just sitting in behind JJ. Let's see if Technic can have another go at New Era on this DRS straight. Bacardi currently up 10 positions. As Hindsight is in. As needs a front wing change. Lots of battling going up and down the field. Everyone's so tightly packed. As I say, there's a big DRS train all the way from P1 to P13. Nose to tail for everyone. Technic looks like he's going to make a move on New Era here into the braking zone. New Era kind of knew that was coming. Just let it happen. As there's Ninja just seems to have lost the back of Clay's DRS so far. As closest battle so far is between Rhinosaurus and Gameful. Bacardi just sitting behind these two waiting to pounce. Let's see if Rhinosaurus can get it done on Gameful in this next DRS zone. As we've got caution yellow flag in sector 2. Someone is dropping down the order. JJ Trim looks like to have had a spin. Hopefully he can not cause any trouble for the guys behind. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for JJ. As Bacardi is currently up 11 positions. Mason trying to make a move on Gainful. As Camimu tries to send one up the inside. Mahai has joined into the battle of these guys behind as well. P7 down to P11, all within the DRS train. Let's see if Gainful can get it done on Rhinoceros. Camimu looks to be making a move on Bacardi. Just sits behind for the time being. Mahai and Camimu going side by side through sector 3 currently. As New Era looks to be making a move on Technic into the first break, into the first corner. Can't quite get it done. As Clay and Rhinoceros currently going side by side with each other. As Clay just sits behind Rhinoceros there. Gainful now looking up the inside of Clay. A little bit of wheel banging going on there, nothing too major. Technic looks to be getting a run on New Era here. See if he can get it done into this next DRS zone. As I think it's just a little bit too far away now. Top Dog's still staying on these two, and so is Terriers. The top 4 staying all together. Cardi looking quite comfortable here, currently in P9. He's our biggest mover, up 11 positions. Saratel, our biggest loser so far, losing 18 positions down in P19. He'll be looking to come back from that. Technic and New Era are going side by side into the first corner. New Era just holds on to the inside line, which is just keeping Top Dog in Technic's DRS. As Technic's going to try and look for a move around the outside. He thinks better of it. Switches back to the inside. New Era's going to have the inside line. It's Technic going to try and look around the outside. Doesn't, but he's going to try and look to have the run on him into this DRS zone, I would imagine. It's a little bit outside the range last time. Although it's only a real short DRS zone, so short and sweet. Technic just sitting behind again, just sitting there. Top Dog just sitting on... always. Technic makes the move on New Era there. Didn't quite catch that. Maybe a mistake from New Era. But this is just pulling the other two behind, P3 and P4 into it some more. Terriers gets a little bit of a wobble on. See what these guys are going to do. New Era looks to have the run on Technic. Technic takes the inside line. And that's done before the braking zone. Well done. Clay looks to have the run on Rhinoceros. Going into the braking zone. Oh, there's just contact. Not too sure what happened there. Not too sure what happened between those guys, but luckily no one's come off track. Bacardi is looking for the move now on Rhinoceros. Just has a little wobble out of the corner. There's just sort of battles everywhere at the moment. Technic again, just closing that gap with the DRS again. As Mahai makes a move up the inside of Cami. Nice and clean between those guys. Still really clean. Still side by side going into the final two corners. As Cami just thinks better of it. As Rhinosaurus is in the pits. He is the first to pit. He's looking for an undercut. As Cami Moo looks to go for a move from the high, but thinks better of it again. Let's just see how many stops everyone's made. So Clay and Cami, the only ones in the top 10 still on softs. Bacardi's the only one that started on them hard tyres. As Ninja is out. Ninja's out. He's put it into the wall. Oh, that's really disappointing for Ninja. That fast sweeping right hander just catches you so off guard sometimes. And the marshals have managed to clear that up miraculously fast. And that brings out our first safety car as your top three. Top four are now pitting. Terry's going to get caught on the double stack here. Your top six pitting. As Terriers picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Bacardi now takes over your race lead. With your net race leader currently as New Era. This has helped out, obviously, the guys that have already stopped, like JJ. This will just bring them back closer to the field again. As Top Dog has been overtaken. Yeah, that's right. Also currently sitting in P6, hasn't stopped yet. He does have a 3-second time penalty. Look at your penalties. Terry is obviously just picking up that 5-second penalty and had to double stack. That's why he's dropped so far down the order. And also Bosso in 3 seconds. That's unfortunate for Ninja. It's really unfortunate there. As we're just waiting for the guys to now form back up. Probably be out another lap, I would imagine, as we've still got obviously Saratel and Captain Hindsight to try and catch up to the rest of the pack. It's been a fairly clean start to the race from Com's point of view. Your current biggest winner out of this is Bacardi, but obviously he's yet to stop. Nerf Pack is obviously another big winner, but he's also yet to stop. Also Bosso up 13 places, but still needs to stop. Gameful's up 7. I believe he has stopped. Gameful has stopped so far. He's up 7 positions. As I say, your biggest losers so far are Saratel and JJ Trim. Obviously JJ having a little incident and Saratel also having another little incident. Not with each other, may I add. So it'll be interesting to see what Bacardi does now on them hold tyres with everyone else behind on fairly fresh hards. 1 lap old hards with Clay on the mediums. It'll be interesting to see if Clay can make them last. So I'd imagine we're going to see the safety car in this lap now that we're all formed back up. Be interesting to see what Bacardi does here on the restart, whether he gets it going early or gets us going late. Safety car is in this lap as Captain Hindsight is... that's unfortunate for Captain, didn't quite manage to get back out before the safety car picked everyone up. Means he's now the pace car. That's really good from Bacardi there, letting Captain just get away before he starts. Really clever from Captain there. Right, so hopefully we can get a clean start from everyone. As Bacardi goes early, catches Nerf off guard. This is going to give New Era the run onto Nerf as we start. New Era looks for them, just sits behind, thinks better of it. Also has just been overtaken by Terriers. Claire's just overtaken Gameful. JJ Trim up. Oh, we've had a crash. Robinho brings out another safety car. Robinho looks to have lost it a turn on the apex turn 2. Again, the marshals have done amazingly well to get that out, and I'm not quite sure why we needed a safety car. It's a shame as Bacardi got a good exit on good getaway on Nerf. That will bring out the second safety car in as many laps. As New Era says, have I had too much to drink or something? What do you mean by that, bud? As Diamond says that JJ Spin is going to make a big impact on championship fight. He's leading the championship right now. Yeah, it could well do, but obviously, you know, Diamonds, anything can happen. Late safety cars, penalties, all sorts can happen. So we'll see if JJ can obviously get himself back up. He's currently jumped into the pits on a fresh set of hard, so he'll be looking to go to the end now. Osso Bosso has also jumped in for the softs, as we've had a 5 second for a collision between Kamimu and Mahai. No, New Era Bacardi is P1, mate. Bacardi's started on the hards, so he is currently P1. And the McLaren New Era was Captain Hindsight. He was a back marker. That was the one that obviously disappeared early. Bacardi kept the pace to obviously allow Captain Hindsight to get well out of the way, which was quite a sensible idea from Bacardi. Then it didn't give obviously you guys any problems. But yeah, Bacardi is currently P1. As I will be back in just 2 seconds. So we have the safety car in this lap. Bacardi goes for his second restart. As Bacardi gets a good jump on Nerve again, but not quite good enough. Nerve still sticking there, but New Era all over the back of Nerve. Goes for the inside, down into turn 1. Gets it done before the braking zone. As Rhinosaurus looks to be having a go. Saratel is over to Anderson. Nerf's just let Technic through, and up the inside comes Top Dog. Technic, oh, New Era's straight into the wall. New Era, that's a bad one for New Era. That was a real bad one for New Era. That brings out the third safety car. I'm not too sure what happened there. I just see a car flying off the track and into the wall. That's unfortunate for New Era as well. That's the third car we've lost this evening. As don't think New Era was too pleased about that. There's a couple of choice words. But again, the marshals have done a wonderful job of clearing up the car quick enough, but it's brought out a safety car, which I can't quite work that out. As we've got Bacardi making his first pit stop, first and only pit stop, onto the mediums. Rhinosaurus going onto the mediums. Clay also on the mediums. So Technic is your race leader currently. He has made his stop. Nerf, I believe, is the only one to still make a stop on 16 lap old hards. Be interesting to see, obviously, what as New Era, you know the rules by now, bud. If you've got something that you don't quite like, please put it into the instance page afterwards. Please don't talk about it live on stream. You know the rules, bud. So we've got a car just going off track. I believe that was Top Dog just taking a little detour. Not sure what that was about. As I can imagine this will be the final lap that we're going to be behind the safety car. Guys currently with penalties are Terriers with a 5-second for obviously speeding in the pit lane, and Osso Bosso for track limits. So we're just currently waiting for Bacardi to catch up with the back of the pack. The guys behind him. So we'll see what Technic does here. We'll see whether he can get the jump on Top Dog. And then we'll see if the guys behind can navigate Nerf on them old tyres. Just hopefully it's nice clean racing to get past. As race control say, the safety car is in this lap, so we'll see Technic start to back the pack up a bit now. Hopefully it's a nice clean getaway for everyone. As Technic gets a nice clean getaway from everyone, Gameful looks to be all over the back of Nerf. As he thinks better off hitting to turn 1. And that has opened the door for Terriers around the outside of turn 2. Really nice move that. Oh, as Gameful's dropping. We've lost Gameful. Gameful's just lost a front wing. It's unfortunate for Gameful. As we got a virtual safety car for the front wing. I'm not really too sure why all these safety cars are coming out now, to be honest. It wasn't really needed to be a virtual. As that was quick, we're back underway again. Top Dog's mate trying to make a move around Technic as we've got a spin. There's a little bit of kerfuffle in sector 2. I think someone may have lost it. It might be Clay. Clay's lost a front wing. It's unfortunate for Clay. Just hope guys can navigate around Clay. Nice and easy. As Saratel is trying to make a move on Carl Trim here. And he does before the braking zone. High looks to be all over the back of Nerf. Obviously Nerf on them 16 lap old tyres. Chip's also trying to get involved in this, but a little battle going on. It's bringing everyone else behind him involved. It's also creating a massive gap. Oh, as we've lost someone else. Oh, we've lost Saratel by the looks of it. Don't think he's got a front wing. Unfortunate again for Saratel. And it's brought out another VSC. Wowee. What is going on? Codemasters, race directors today. Smart move by Nerf there, coming into the box when the virtual's on, and see if he can try and get back out before the virtual ends, before we go back racing. Nerf manages to get back out. That's worked out really well for Nerf, currently sitting in P14. Let's have a look at your big movers today then. Your big movers are Carl Trim and Chip Hazard, both up 11 and 10 places respectively. As we are back green, Technic looks to have got the jump on Top Dog here. As Terriers will be hoping to try and bridge that gap to Mahai. As there's not really too many battles going on at the moment. Top Dog might be trying to have a little look at Technic here, but thinks better of it. Sensible. As Osso Bosso has just been overtaken by Hindsight. As JJ Trim looks all over the back of his brother. Let's see if there's any switcheroo going on between them two. With Anderson all over the back of JJ. Terrier seems to be opening up that gap to Mahai. It's just sitting at almost 3 seconds now. It is just hit 3 seconds. Let's see if JJ can make the move on his brother. Can't quite do it in that little DRS zone just yet. Let's stay on board and see if he can get it done for his sector 3. As Top Dog looks to be gaining massively on Technic here, but not quite enough. Let's jump back down. JJ looks to be making a move on his brother. He doesn't, but Carl makes a move on Chip, and JJ follows him straight through. They'll be hoping that they can now build a bit of a gap behind as Anderson goes up the inside of Chip. Still trying to look up the inside, but Anderson thinks better of it. Anderson and Cammy Moo currently going side by side. Cammy Moo just slots in behind. Let's see if JJ can get the move done in this next DRS zone. Can't see he will. No, he just sits behind, thinks better of it again. Let's see if Top Dog can do anything. Top Dog is looking like he's got a run on Technic. Doesn't look like it's quite enough though. He's just going to sit in behind. JJ makes the move on his brother. That's JJ up into P5 now. All the way down from P18 I think he was. So that's a good recovery drive from JJ there. Cammy Moo looking all over the back of Chip. Chip. It's got 11% ERS. Cammy Moo just loses it slightly, and that lets Anderson up the outside of the little hairpin. Anderson hasn't quite got enough run. Still all over the back, it's just a temp. As Top Dog looks to be getting closer. Hindsight, Anderson, Chip going side by side. Still going side by side. Cammy Moo just wins out on that one, moves up. As Top Dog has managed to get past Technic. Just missed out on that one because watching this one. Let's see if Technic can reply. Both on very equal amounts of ERS. Top Dog really impressing me tonight. Debut drive and is currently sitting in the lead. Let's see if Technic can make that move into this next DRS. He's all over the back of his gearbox. He thinks better of it. Couple of battles. Cammy Moo's just got past Chip. Anderson and Chip going side by side, and this is bringing Hindsight into play as well as Osso Bosso. Let's see if Technic can get the run on Top Dog. into the first corner. They do, as we've got as Captain Hindsight's in the wall. He does well to avoid Nerf Pack coming round. Lots of battling going on track at the moment. Top Dog still staying within half a second of Technic. Technic and Top Dog both on similar ERS levels. See down the rest of the pack, no one else is really battling, they're all just starting to settle out now. Your battle for sort of P7 is really starting to heat up though. With Anderson just a tenth off the back of Camimu, he looks to be making a move into this next DRS zone. Thinks better of it here. Again, DRS zone is rather short. Not many moves unless you get a really good run on your opposition. Let's see if Top Dog can get a move done on Technic, and he's going down the inside currently. Technic looking for the switchback, can't quite get it. Anderson now making the move on Camimu. And I believe that was Brontosaurus making the move on Chip. So that fight for P7 is still happening as Osso just gets around the outside of Chip there. Osso having a good drive as well. I know that Osso has been struggling for a bit of pace recently. It's good to see him in the top 10 in Tier 2. It's Technic just sitting behind Top Dog again, and they are identical in ERS. Terrier's still trying to get out of that 5-second gap from JJ. JJ has my high all over the back for company though. Camimu looks to be lining up a move on Anderson. Technic looks to be lining up another move on Top Dog. Goes to the inside. Technic gets it done before the braking zone. These two racing at the front has really impressed me this evening. My high is still all over the back of JJ here. JJ is absolutely out of ERS and my high has got 57%. Just looks like this might be a matter of time. Anderson goes up the inside of Ronan. Ronan goes up the inside of Cammy. Cammy just sitting behind now. Chip seems to have dropped off the back of these two. As Osso, Bacardi and Chip all having their own little battle just behind as Bacardi overtakes Osso. Mahai is still all over the back of JJ. Just sitting there recharging his ERS. Ready for a late move, I'd imagine. Top Dog just happy to sit behind Technic using that DRS, recharging the battery. Just a tenth into the braking zone. Mahai seems to be absolutely draining that battery down the main straight. Trying to stay onto the back of JJ. Bacardi looking for a move on Chip. And he gets it done before the braking zone. It's Bacardi up to P10 from 20th. Top Dog still half a second within Technic's DRS. Mahai still sticking to the back of JJ as well. JJ is bringing that gap down to Terriers massively. It's taking almost a second out of Terriers. Rhinoceros is all over the back of Anderson, just sitting on his gearbox. Not much ERS to play with between Anderson, Ronan and Cammy for P7. Which will now become a battle for P6 as they've brought Carltrim involved. JJ looks to be trying to break the DRS of Mahai. Gap currently sitting at 1.1. But Mahai obviously has all that ERS to play with. Anderson's still sitting close to Carltrim. Carltrim just sitting there, comfortable at the moment. Got a little bit more ERS than the guys behind. So we're going to jump straight back onto the battle for the lead in a moment. Just going to see if Anderson can get it done on Carltrim, as he looks to have not used any ERS there. He's managed to save some. Top Dog is absolutely rinsed his ERS somewhere. He's currently sitting on 32% with Technic on 57%. Technic will be trying to use that ERS advantage at some point over these next couple of laps to try and break it. JJ has got out of the toe, out of the DRS of Mahai. Mahai will be looking to work himself back into that DRS as quickly as possible. Rhinoceros and Anderson are currently going side by side. There's a little bit of contact and that puts Rhinoceros into the wall. He's lost his wing. That's unfortunate. There's a nice little battle between them guys until that little bit of contact. As Claire's in the pits. As Clay has retired from the session in the pits. So your closest battle is Camimu and Anderson and Technic and Top Dog. As we have some in the pits. Top Dog is still all over the back of Technic, as Clay's car I think is going to start getting in the way of people here. No. That Ferrari needs to get out of the way. That Ferrari needs to get out of the way. As we come on to our penultimate lap, that was about to start the last lap between the guys at the front. Can Anderson get this done on Carltrim? Not quite right. Let's ride on board with the leaders for the last lap. As Bacardi and Camimu are going side by side currently. Bacardi manages to get it done. Anderson looks to be lining up a move on Carltrim. I think this one might be looking quite easy for Anderson with the help of DRS. And he gets the move done. As Technic just looking comfortable up the front there. 29% ERS. Top Dog just trying to do absolutely everything he can. As Captain Hindsight picks up a 3-second penalty. He's currently having a battle with Gameful. This one. Let's see if we can ride on board with Captain and Gameful as they're battling. Hindsight not quite enough. as Technic rounds the final corner to take the win here in Tier 2 CDR round 4 at Spain, closely followed by Top Dog. Terriers comes through in third, but will be dropped down to fourth or fifth, I would imagine. Gameful manages to get it past Rhinosaurus as well as Captain. Captain looks to be all over the back of Gameful. Can he get it done? There's a little bit of contact between them two guys there. It's unfortunate. Gameful will be the next one to cross the line to take P13. And Rhinosaurus, Rhinosaurus takes P15. As I'm just going to invite the podium sitters. Technic. So there you have it, guys. P1 Technic, P2 Top Dog, P3 JJ Trim, P4 Mahai, P5 Terriers, P6 Anderson, P7 Carl, P8 Camimu, P9 Bacardi, P10 Chip Hazard, P11 Nerf Pack, P12 Osso Bosso, P13 Gameful, P14 Rhinosaurus, P15 Gameful. Rounding out the guys that finished, we had DNF for Clay Mule, Saratel, New Era Racing, Robinho Magic, and Ninja. As we have Technic that has just joined us into the party. Hello, Technic.
Hello. Can you hear me alright?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, buddy. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Long race.
Wow, that was a hell of a long race, wasn't it? I think four or five safety cars in there.
Yeah, it was a bit mental after one point.
That was crazy. How was that for you? That was a good battle between you and Top Dog at the front there.
Yeah, so I was just counting on the laps, of course, like which one to be ahead in for the ERS battle at the end.
Yep.
But I think the tyre advantage at the end, it just came and managed to put a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, at one point, obviously, you guys had exactly the same ERS level, so it was looking quite interesting. But you managed to save quite a lot of ERS in the last couple of laps. Was that sort of part of the plan, or was that just...
Yeah, so originally I wanted to go into lap 33 being behind.
Yep.
And then use ERS until the end, but managed to just put like 7/10 gap towards like into the last corner, and then just ERS all down the straight. And yeah, just keep on track.
So, yeah, well, what a race from you two guys at the top. Like I say, that was a really, really good race from you two. Really close. Were you expecting that from Top Dog? Obviously, he's a new guy here, obviously, but...
And I wasn't expecting that from myself, to be honest. I mean, I did 3 time trial laps earlier, and then just quickly hopped in because I haven't had much time this week. So
wow, to finish P1 and have that sort of pace and quality as well after just a little bit of practice is quite something. Well done.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations on the race win. Congratulations, Technic.
Cheers, thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. As we are now joined by JJ. JJ. Right. What happened? Talk to me. Yeah, there's quite a few incidents there with guys just taking off around that corner. But what was your thought process really after that? Really, what was your main objective really to get back to? Yep. And I was just about to say, obviously, with it kind of helping you with terriers, but you still had to reel him in and just keep that gap there. But to come from where was you at one point, about P18, P7, something, P17, something like that, to come back to P3 is a hell of a recovery drive there. Your brother not making it too easy for you at one point. I thought he was going to try and keep you behind a little bit longer. That that yeah. That is do you know what? From my point of view in comms, that seemed like a really clean race from most of the guys. So congratulations, JJ, on another podium. Terrific recovery drive, and I look forward to hopefully speaking to you some more during the season. Exactly that. Take care, buddy. As I'm just gonna try and send an invite to Top Boy to see if we can get him on. Be nice to hear from Top Boy, obviously making his debut today and battling Technic all the way to the line, must be said. Let's just see if I can find him on my friends list. As it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get Top Boy into the stream, unfortunately, which is a little bit disappointing. So hopefully we can hear from Top Boy at some point in the season. But thank you very much for joining me this evening, guys. We got there in the end. That was round 4, season 8 at Spain. This has been King Luckman. Catch us around Spain for Tier 3 on Sunday at 8 PM. If not, I will catch you guys next Friday at the same time at 8:30. Take care.